I'm expecting Barton to be able to show up. He's done a really great job of entries on that T side, so keep an eye out for Barton going into that second half. But for Team 1, playing with confidence, getting Malms stepping up, the 18-year-old, the youngster on this team who's been able to prove time and time again to be a big clutcher for this side. So certainly some individuals that need to show their prowess.
Well, here we go. Pistols and USPs out for the CT side. Double flash and smoke for Stanislaw over on the T side. PRT and Maluki backed up with their own utility here for the CT defensive. Large stack into the brackets position on the CT half of things. Team 1 just waiting and baiting. And you can see the odds are most definitely against him here. The GG bet numbers do favor Evil Geniuses, as you would expect at this stage. But now they're playing very passively around this into the boiler control for Breezy. You're going to try to swing out and take the common pre-fire angles, but so far nothing being found. CTs are way too far forward for that.
And I tell you what, even with Breezy trying to go for that sort of peak fire, Jade, like he still didn't get any contact from the city side, so they don't get any information that anyone's there towards a brackets control. But they're still reading it very well, trying to take this banana control. There's only a single player at the B bomb site of Malbs, and you've got to expect for Team 1, as soon as Malbs gets contact, they could just push down mid and try and backstab in through the Ts.
Smoke down from the T side is going to go towards the stairs and not the cross. I'm very surprised at that. Going to respect Mobs are going to take base in from Ethan. Quickly out towards that cross. Easy kill found for the T side line. A 5-on-4 advantage going the way of the Evil Geniuses. Now Team 1 up for the retake. Pesadillo will catch Stanislaw back over towards the banana position. Sight plants open for the first box. Gets back in cover behind second now. And here come the CT forces. Ethan playing contact back towards New Box. Teammates coming in. Molotov's going to try and drive them away from New Box itself. As Pesadillo falls, PRT and Barton get themselves 2 quick flags. Tarek trying to fire away from the coffins. As Cirque falls, it's all left to Tarek. 1 on 2. Got Kevlar in more than Maluki has. Kit nowhere to be seen as well for the CT. Caps tags up on Barton. Going to tag him extremely low. These things working wonderfully for the T side line. They've got to get to that bomb relatively quickly here for the Team 1 side. Maluki's got the hit bait in. Tarek drops him. Somebody going to take the round of the back. In fact, he gets his 2K to 100% secure it for the Evil Geniuses.
And for Team 1, it just looked such an awkward exchange. We saw that kit being dropped into the pool position. Maluki was trying to take a fight with his teammate, went back for the kit, and all Terry was doing in that position, Jay, was just trying to waste time. You could see him just keep sort of strafing out, making sure that he's not overextending, pushing forward. He knows that that bomb's planted for him, so he doesn't need to aggress. He doesn't need to take any fights. He can just wait out the time, wait for them to peek into the open. A very, very big round coming out from Tarek. And for Team 1, things were looking pretty good on that retake, but the 1-on-2 clutch comes through in the end.
Early technical pause coming in already for both of these squads. EG only having an opening start. Team 1 already looking to try and take a moment of respite here in the early game. Obviously, it is a technical pause, but very quickly unpaused. It seems the issues have resolved very quickly indeed, just as quickly as that pistol round. The hits coming through have been very effective there from the EG camp. And the pistols, the Eagles, the 5.7s will come back in with a force by Team 1, sparing no expense for the follow-up.
Barton getting that swag 7. I tell you what, one player in particular, Jay, that we saw a lot of picking up this weapon, especially on Inferno, was actually Ponalone, one of the players from the New England Whalers, who was very, very successful with that swag 7 on that CT side of Inferno. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what Barton can do with it. Rather than going towards Broken Wall at the B bomb side, Jay, he's going into the apartments.
He's ready and weighing at close quarters combat. It's where that shotgun can be most effective. No early facing, no contact, no kills. Over PRT taking face away. Ethan's going to round that corner, quickly deal with him. And the 5.7 and Maluki now lose into trusting catch. Headshot will do a dink down onto Ethan, but will not be able to get the kill. Barton's still waiting for something out here. In place, spray through a Breezy will catch him for the kill. Now 2 standing for the CT side, Pesadillo and Mobs. Very far position here towards the B1 plant to be secured to the back wall. Evil Geniuses will secure themselves a solid, steady, and standard second round.
And that was just very simple coming out for EGJ. It wasn't too technical. It was just about taking some early brackets control. And as soon as they find that first pick, they almost just wait for the CTs to overextend. We didn't see a massive amount of utility coming through. Once they establish that control out from brackets, they get a murder smoke down. They're able to just wrap long into the site. And you got Breezy playing the lurk in the apartments, waiting for that Mag 7 to overextend, and timing just working out fantastically for him. So a bit of damage done to this T side of Ethan going down to 2 HP on the Dink. But no kills for the CT side. Really, Jay, means that this force buy wasn't successful at all. They're going to be able to hold on to Pesadelo and Mouse for the next round, so there's a little bit of an investment that they can work with, but all in all, they're probably not very happy with how that round panned out.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things where you're kind of hoping for the best in the case of a force buy, and for Team 1, it's not ideal because, you know, you've only got pistols versus the automatics and the rifles of the T side. But, you know, keeping it a hold of the 2-head Kevlars for the next round is at least a consolation prize, so they can get that out during the eco. The USPs coming in for every player, no investment across the CT board. Try play contact around this Deagle play. If Pesadelo can get even a frag back, that would be a decent opportunity to do some damage. But for Team 1, it's going to be all about the damage. Try recover those AKs if and where possible. Other than that, probably should be 3 out of the start of EG.
These SMGs, certainly a chance for them to really start to build up the money. Smoke. No rotations have come out though, even with a lot of gunfire being exchanged towards that top of banana position. Team 1 are still pretty keen on holding this gamble stack towards the A bomb side, Jay.
Molotovs in, Pesa forced back here towards the opposition, sees 2 players, tags up 1, refaces and sees a few more, going to call in for backup as they make their way around it. They're going to push CT spawn this time, but Team 1 are ready for that. They tried that in the pistol, so no reason for EG not to try it out here. Pesadelo got an open angle into the site, going to try and creep up against them and force fire on their back lines. A little bit of damage being taken by Tarek and Co. The Mac 10 forces forward though, and Tarek and Ethan can combine to take down 1 frag. Tarek getting bombs in the middle of the smoke. Fake flash allows Ethan to around the corner, get the kill. Easy peasy, all 5 alive for the T side.
There we are. No one going down again, so money really starting to build up now for EG. Team 1, though, this is the opportunity for them to be able to have a bit of a strike back, Jay. Maluki, their in-game leader, and Orpa picking up the AWP. The rest of his teammates just going for the rifles of the M-Force. 3-0 start from EG. And for Team 1, the worst thing that they can do, Jay, in this kind of a situation is allow momentum for EG. That's something that they were able to do time and time again and work with it in the group stage.
Back in with the rifle, the AWP already looking to take down the first couple of frags. Mobs will be there to back him up as Tarek falls alongside Ethan. Orp and M4 heavily tagged. The 5v3 has been gained, however, by Team 1. Smokes down towards Moto. Molotovs and flashes coming in. Barton will be flashed out blind. 2 flashes to his face and a teammate out in the open. Incendiary will force them forward. They will lose 1, but BRT is coming up good. 2 frags, making it 3. Bomb dropped there towards that long entrance, and Team 1 cleaning up the rifles.
Wow, okay, that was an exceptional round for Team 1, and they had intent there. We saw the top Nana smoke coming through from the city side, the AWP of Maluka peeked around it, a lot of utility exchange towards Banana, and that's where they were able to get the 5 versus 3. They got the information, they started bringing rotations back to that A bomb side, and it's PRT to clean up the pieces towards the end there. What a dominating round from Team 1. Now, with EG having those SMGs, getting that 3-0 start, it's allowed them to be able to get a rebuy into round 5 without any problem whatsoever. But PRT's going very aggressive, and it's the Banana players again that are doing damage.
Bombs and Pesa, single frag. Maluki comes up USP on Tarek, so will get 1 frag, but Stanislav falls in trade, and Maluki takes the AWP battle to win it out for a 2K, and Team 1, with sheer aggression, taking the fight back to the EG side. And that might be a half buy coming in from the T's. If it's a force back, it won't see the full rifles. And yeah, Tech 9 and CZ, Team 1 have shut down EG in the same way they did for the first 3.
Now, Inferno is one of those maps, Jay, where you don't normally see pincered aggression from 2 different angles. That's exactly what we saw from Team 1 in that last round. Pushing down mid with the B players getting aggressive too, and just creating so much chaos, getting some really great opening gunfights. A half buy coming in for EG, and Team 1 have got the opportunity of trying to tie up the scoreline. Now, EG's pushed very aggressively, and Pesadelo going to try and walk through the smoke. Damage done, but I tell you what, EG can be happy with this. They've dinked down Malps.
Yeah, quick frags found, a 4-on-4. Damage done, of course, to the CT side leaves Evil Geniuses are slightly at the advantage. Also drawing a lot of attention towards this A site. The smoke's going down. The Rifle of Mulbs is looking to face forward here towards the long apartments, but not seeing anything from here. This position can be contested by the CT side. EG are not going to press forward of their own accord. They're back over towards banana position. 2 players to defend against them. 1 AK and 1 M4. Crossfire set, but Malbs should fall down pretty easily here, surely.
There's hardly any utility towards this B bomb site too. It's just flashes between them. The teams have been able to gain a little bit of site control. PRT still trying to frag away. Needs to have to try and get bomb plan down. There is certainly a chance, and they've been able to pick up an AKJ. They have done some very decent damage. Bomb plan coming through. This is still very winnable for EG.
3 on 2, now making it 1. Breezy all that remains. Into this back line past the pillar. We've seen the Incendios coming up towards the new box now. There's only one place he can realistically be. One frag down, sees the shoulder of the second. That keeps him
Oh!
misses and gets the quadra to save his team. What a clutch from Breezy.
Oh my goodness, Breezy, a 1 versus 3. And you thought that maybe if Tarek was alive that it was winnable, but once Breezy's in this kind of a position, you think it's all game over from here, but he's able to step up, isolating the 1 versus 1, dealing with CT first, moving over to the Coffin's Peak, and then back to CT to get all 3 kills. That is absolutely massive from Breezy. What a clutch for EG, that's incredible.
Massive, absolutely massive round there for Evil Geniuses, because now that forces the issue back on the CT side, where they had their half by in the last round. Heavy investments from the CT side, a pistol out the PRT, Maluki on the SMG. M4s on 3. Pesadelo taking face, taking damage alongside one of his teammates as well. PRT will fall towards the mid position. Breezy with that opener. Maluki nades back, smokes on, will try and block off one player. Ethan takes out his own teammate, but does get Pesadelo to fall as well. So 2 for 1, all in all, trades favor the Evil Geniuses side.
Oh, Maluki, you almost get that feeling that he wants to try and push through this bracket smoke. Now, if he's going to push forward, he's going to get information. The thing is, though, the rotations are going to be so slow to this B bomb side, and Evil Geniuses are already putting in the execution, falling towards the new box position. Malbs only gets 1 kill, and you've got to think for Team 1, do they still want to go for this day now with the banana player not finding anything? Barton's in a 1 versus 3.
Pushing forward, though. Rifle's going to get recovered here. AKs across all 3 of the remaining T-side players. Going to clutch like Breezy, and he transfers his spray to the second to do damage, but doesn't get the kill on Tarek. So 5 to the board of the EG side. Team 1 back down to basics. A very heavy investment from that last round. So set in with basic pistols for the follow-up, and EG continue the hype train.
And I'd like to see more chaos coming out from Team 1. We saw the rounds where they got aggressive Nana, where they pushed down mid. That's where they were finding a lot of those opening gunfights. It seems like when it's a little bit more passive on the CT side, it allows EG to run their defaults and to find those opening picks, to find those opening advantages, even with Ethan taking down Stanislaw in that previous round. 5-2. This could be a quick play into brackets. This is going to be quick.
Straight up, match 10 in the Stanislaw captures that first. Tarek turns around for the second at Cubby, and now it's all left to Barton. Eagle standing by, looking for head. Gets that one player at least, but Ethan's just going to drive by his way through to victory. 4v2, and Pessa and Mobs aren't losing much by taking face out here towards the A bomb site, as long as they don't lose towards the Mac 10. Engaging with the crossfire. Close Stanislaw gets himself a 3k. And Evil Geniuses, quick hit in that round, quick execution over the 6-2 scoreline.
Yeah, Team 1, I mean, they've got the potential going forward, Jay, to run the double AWP setup. I know Barton's a very, very comfortable hybrid kind of player, picks up that second AWP when they need it. Now, they had money to go for that kind of a buy going into round 9. They've opted against it. They're going for the M4s, backed up by the AWP of Maluki. A couple of kits, and decent utility too. Even Ethan's just on a Mac 10 into this round, even with the money being pretty good for the T's.
Rifles coming out for Team 1, obviously. Going to put those AWPs in play on Maluki at least. The map control does favour Evil Genius, as it has for the majority of these rounds. Flashbang going forward. Barton will catch Breezy first, but Maluki falls in trade. Back out of the apartments now, on towards that balcony position. Ethan is very, very low on health. And the M4 backs even further out position. Will he face? Will he take contact? No, he won't. Ethan will get Pesadelo, meanwhile, over towards the library area. Then he's on PRT position. The Molotov will drive Barton out of angle, but the smokes are keeping the T side suppressed, and they might counter-rotate this. Yeah, they're back out of the apartments. They're going to split into the B side. Mods is left isolated and alone. Here towards the banana play. He's going to hear those footsteps on the M4. Has to get a 3K to win this round, essentially. That's a good shot to start. But now going to back up and wait for teammates to arrive. Story of a time, good flash around the corner, does damage, no kill against that.
Oh, Cirque goes down though. That was looking decent for EG. They've allowed the wraparound from Ethan in through CT spawn, but two players on this T side are incredibly low in the post plant. For Team 1, they're coming in from the same angle, Jay.
AWP of Ethan ready to receive with such a massive HP advantage. Team 1 surely should be able to win these fights, even with that M4 into open PRT. Just got to bait out the AWP contact, though. He sees the two. He's going to line them up. No, he only gets the one. And the spray from Stanislaw connects it for Barton. Well played there from EG. All the info on the aggressive or at peak. And the last player can clean house.
Look, unfortunately for Team 1, you've got to say it how it is. They need converting that. They really need to convert around where they're in a 2 versus 2. Their HP advantage is so massive for the CT side. And for EG, they still hold on. They're able to pull their lead even further. And they're really starting to put these rounds on the board. 7-2. Team 1 on another Eco J. And they're going for something aggressive. I like this from Team 1.
Pressing forward, Stanislaw blind, takes himself for action, not even a frag as his teammates, they're cleaning up, and the aggression from Team 1 gets mopped up instead. EG, 8-2, still continuing to dominate here on T side.
Yeah, look, I like the change up for Team 1. They've found success when they've got aggressive. It was only an eco round, but unfortunately for EG, they just counteracted by trying to play behind the utility, and Team 1 were baited into just over-aggressing. Double AWPs. It's actually going to be Pesadelo, Jay, picking up that secondary orb. So this is one of the first times we've seen Team 1 go for the dual orb setup. They need a change up, and this is the potential, Jay, to maybe try and put a third on the board and create a little bit of a different outcome.
Well, Pesa watching to that cross the AWP, keeping his eyes on Maluki, shoulder baited out position. Dropping down towards the short control as a teammate there, starting to watch on nades. Out of angle, Molotovs. Trying to see if they can form that player out of cover. He doesn't land quite deep enough. Breezy and Ethan will get those 2 frags. Barton trying to trade back. He's the lone holder of the A site. He sees a few more sprees. Good for damage, but not for the kill. Plant secured. Pesa and Mal up for the retake, and they're just going to save it. No sense in going for this. Oh, wow, this is domination here from EG.
Yeah, it really is. That round right there just shows the confidence level on EG. You know, how quick they are to taking this bracket control. Pretty much all rounds on the T side haven't been slow at all. Yeah, maybe there's a couple of slow rotations and things like that for the T side, but the majority of these rounds, especially around the brackets control, has come in very, very quickly. They deal with the pit player with ease from Tarek. And they're even going hunting. Realize how important it is if they can at least take down one more member of one of the saving players. 9-2. This T side is looking pretty unstoppable. Why is Malbs peeking there, Jay? He does not need to fight at all. That is one overextension that I just can't understand why he's fighting.
Trying to at least take some of the rifles out for EG, I guess, but even then, the money is still so good for EG, even if that one player had gone down. So much money for Stan and Soak to drop weapons, a $6,700 float at minimum for Breezy. Real good right now for the T-side money basis, and it will continue to look that way as we move on into the pistols for Team 1. The Orpa Barton, all that remains. Good nades on to do damage to Stanislaw and Cirque. Pesadelo pressing forward against one rifle. They've caught off that first player towards the mid position, and EG are fighting into the long control. 2 players to find. Smokes down. AWP doesn't get it. Breezy gets still a double kill at the end. He's ramping over. Breezy actually makes it a 3K out of the apartment in towards short. Quadra for him. They all get mopped up, and Evil Genius is here on this T-side on their map pick, for showing why it's their map pick.
And I think for Breezy, yeah, he might be the highest rated player in IEM New York, Jay, but he wants to try and push it even further. 16-5 alive on the T side. Even this last kill, just bang. Doesn't even have the rifle out, gets to it, still an easy kill. And you know what's maybe a bit of more of a surprise than what we've seen so far, Jay, is like, where are the pauses here for Team 1 when they've just been getting decimated on the gun rounds?
No such is going to be seen out here. The AWPs in Vepeta and Maluki. Double AWPs. I mean, I guess there is a certain element of, listen, right, this is actually their opponent's map pick. It's not a great map for them, so maybe they're not even going to bother using the tacticals. I mean, at the same time, though, there's also that element of, listen, they're going to have it for the, you know, have it for every map anyway, so why not take CFL you can go?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of different thinkings and ideologies to how to play the game. Definitely Team 1 are falling apart due to their lack of pauses, or just otherwise in general because of the map here from Evil Geniuses. Overwhelming on the B site, 2 frags found, 1 traded back on the CT side of things. A small gap to that smoke, but Maluki did not see the player that crossed the coffins, and they should know that he's there as well. They'll jump face, evade the AWP shots, evade the kills, bomb plant. And Team 1, like, the chances of going for this probably going to be slim as that on a 4v3 disadvantage.
And not only have they got complete side control for the T side, you've even got Breezy backstabbing. Now, if he gets a couple of kills, okay, he knows now. He knows, right, we can go hunting. We know that they're saving. How many kills can I find? Make it 2, make it 3. Oh, Jay, that crosshair placement was beautiful. And Team 1 just kept peeking him one by one from the library angle, and it does not get much easier than that.
Like, that's just the easiest plant ever. Like, the easiest exit. Like, it's just tap, tap.
Yeah.
You might as well just tapped them. Like, just tapped off their head. Feeding up those frags. And EG continuing to dominate the opposition. 11-2 on the T side. And this first map, at least, is over. I'm just going to call it right now, Doig. I don't see it. I mean, unless there's an amazing T side from Team 1 that we don't know about. Oh, knows where PRT is, knows that Petadelo's shoulder baiting. These pistols already picked apart. 2 frags, nades down, Molotov in. And 2 CTs total to the B site to hold off Maluki from cross, Barton from site. And 1 frag, Ethan will find that Maluki, kick it off with a kill on towards the main entrance, but Mobs left alone to try and deal with the rest of it. It's not going to happen for him. This is going to be a 12th for Evil Geniuses, a 10-round lead here for this T side.
What I love for EG is the discipline in this kind of round, Jay. Like, they're everywhere. There was a minute on the clock. They've got top banana control. They've got players out from brackets. You've got an apartments lurk. And they're just feeding off one another, getting the map control, getting that information, and getting that bomb down to the B bomb side. Barton's going to be the last one left to just try and see if he can do any kind of exit damage.
I don't even think he'll get any exit damage. I mean, at the stage in the game, in the half, like, you know, with only a single round to go, like, I don't even think that's going to mean much in terms of exit damage. Yeah. Every player can invest into AWPs with upgrade pistols and head Kevlar and full sets of utility. Like, this post-plant is meaningless for Barton. Like, you know, it's just stats padding for him on the Deagle if he gets anything out of this. So, EG looking hot right now. Definitely the signs of a squad who are the best team in America right now. 12 to most likely 13. There will be a buyback coming in from TO, but AWPs without head Kevlar, M4s in limited utility sets for some players. It's still going to be tough here, Blake.
Yeah, look, it really is. For Team 1, you can give them the exception that their track record on Inferno is not fantastic. They only played it once in IEM New York, and that was against 100 Thieves in the group stage. But EG looking to potentially put 13 rounds up on the T side. Team 1 at least putting some early utility down towards the bottom of Banana, and a bit of an aggression is going to come through from mid and Banana from the CT side.
Nade stacks from the T side will do some damage to the Moles first off, get an overall HP advantage. Pesadelo kicks off the frag counts, but Breezy chimes back into training, so 4 on 4. Tarek moving up this mid position. Smokes down onto the main cross. AWP will fire away. And the bomb of Ethan peeking in first. Usually I'd say this would be a bad idea, but this is Ethan we're talking about. Breezy getting PRT for his triple. Maluki gonna rotate back to the B site. Ethan's gonna catch him at the end of the smoke. Simple frag. Simple round, it seems, going the way of EG. Barton in a 1-on-4. Isolated, peeking in through the smoke. Tarek just got to spot him and shut him down. And he'll do just that. 13-2 at the half for EG as we come back with a second. Team 1 have a mountain to climb.
Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out. In paradise, the sun never goes, it's a feeling. We watch the waves wash over the shore, the horizon.
(13-2) is the scoreline. The Evil Geniuses will dominate Team 1 on their first half. Going into the second is where things will need to just pick up from where they left off here for the CT defensive. Evil Geniuses starting things off with 2 flashes and a defuse on Stanislaw for his pistol round defense and stack out towards mid. Team 1 showing their hand early.
A lot of decoy grenades coming out from Team 1, maybe trying to see if they can sell a play towards the A-bomb side, but start to retake banana control. Terek's lost his teammate, and now it's all down to Stanislaw towards his B-bomb side. He's the player with the kit. He needs more support to come through. A 3-on-5 for Evil Geniuses. Stanislaw trying to tap away. He needs more help to come through, but the rotation's too slow. It's going to be time to even come in towards Nubox.
As if they went for a knife like that. Team 1, 4v2. Pistol's coming up to retake. Shark's going to get 2 headshots. Back to evens. They know one player's escaped through the cross at the CT spawn. And Surg, no, Breeze is going to challenge him. 15 HP. Surg gets that headshot. He's on for the quadra. He sees the shoulder baits. Breezy's going to steal it at the end there just to get the 14th. The pistol going the way of Evil Geniuses.
And that's like one of those silent statements where it's like, you know, yeah, you knifed our teammate, but we also still won that round in a 2-on-4. Those were some incredible shots coming out from Cirque and Breezy, and all they needed to do was just crossfire with one another, and the USPs just do the damage. Team 1, yeah, they get a bomb plant. It allows the force by come into round 17, Jay. But man, you thought in that situation that there was no chance that Team 1 were going to lose it.
Yeah, like you looked at that situation thinking, man, that was going to be theirs. That should have been their pistol.
Yeah.
But goes beast mode all over them, and that's just going to end in heartbreak. I mean, of course, they got a bomb plant. They can get the rifles back in and try force the issue and try and deny that map point for EG. But for Team 1, obviously, it needs to go a little bit further than just that here on this map. And I honestly feel like very early on in this game, they'd written it off. Inferno, not their pick, one of EG's best maps, and seeing this come to fruition, it just means it's probably going to have to be a write-off map for Team 1 the same. So look towards that second, see what momentum you can get in that interim, see if these AKs can do any damage against the M4s and the SMGs.
A hero AK moment here for Team 1 rather than going for the Galils. Ooh, big opening kill from Pesadillo. Now, Stanislav's playing a pretty big off angle with his teammate from short, but now there's not really any long presence. So Breezy's attention, he's got to be looking to the apartments and through long because they don't really have the information, but now they're starting to retake. Bracken, Stanislav, and Breezy doing damage, but the A bomb site has been opened up.
Now they've got rifles to work with here. They've drawn their attention. The bomb from Maluki can rotate to the B side. Barton's going to get generic mode. Now looking for the next player straight through against Ethan. And through the barrels, we'll know exactly where he is. The safest plant for Maluki now is on that A side. And how does his SMG go for it here? I mean, it can sneak in towards brackets, catch the M4s, and go with that kind of a retake. But with no kit, a flash and a smoke is all he's really got to work with. This setting will try and move close. We'll put a smoke down relatively local to the site. A flash over that Maluki's going to evade. His teammate lurking in the midst of that smoke. Ethan will spray through, take damage, 3 HP. Maluki with a stray bullet lands towards him. And Team 1 will have themselves a return round.
And look, that's much better coming out from Team 1. We saw for Evil Geniuses, they kind of got cooped up a little bit into that short control. Once they lost the long player from Cirque, it seemed like there were too many angles to check at the same time. So for Evil Geniuses, rather than just playing passive, they looked to try and take some control back. We saw them swinging out from brackets, and that's how Team 1 were able to isolate the site, open it up, force that 2 versus 2 in. EG going to be back on their own force buy though, Jay. And I tell you what, Evil Geniuses has been very, very successful when it comes to these eco force buy deagle rounds in the past, but it hasn't been a great start. Already a couple of kills going the way of Team 1 from the apartments.
Yeah, they read that stacking from EG, Molotov and spray through with the Galil, and Tarek and Circle for Ethan next go down to Mobs here on the B-side entrance. That entry for the SMG gets money and a 5-on-2 advantage now for the T side. Molotovs at the back lines are cleared out, but all the rotations are coming in from Stanislaw and Breezy. Smokes down to re-smoke the cross area on Coffins. Bomb plant should be secured. And this should be 4 for the T side.
Kind of surprised EG are even staying this close to the side. I mean, they'll know that they're probably not going to be able to win a 2 versus 5. At least try and maybe hold on to these weapons and bring it into the next round. But they're going to try and see if they can do some damage. And Malbs is Mac 10. And now Breezy. I'm really hoping that Team 1 don't completely leave the bomb site, saying they are checking the construction angle, because that could have got a little bit dicey.
Indeed, it could have, but fortunately it does not for Team 1. The pistols going to get overwhelmed and the rifles will reign supreme. We're down to basic eco for the EG side, so shouldn't be too much of a contest here in this next round. Team 1 still have a couple of downgrades here and there, but again, against the rifles is where things will get more tricky for them at this stage with the Skalil and the Mac 10. They should still be able to isolate these frags very easily on the pistol basic players of the EG side. Stacking towards the A play from the CETs. Team 1 leaning in towards their A default. There's actually a boiler and apartment stack. This can get really interesting real quick if they can isolate these pistols and get on towards that one frag of PRT. Well, him and Bartim will clean up a couple of frags, but they do find 1 in trade.
Decent damage so far. If they can find 1 more kill, that would be a very, very happy affair for EG, but doesn't look too likely with Breezy being the last one left. And pushing into second mid, Barton is going to be able to find the final bullet. So 5 on the board. In terms of rounds for Team 1, And you've got to think for them, you know, realistically, this is going to be a very, very difficult comeback to try and take it to overtime or try and take this map. So the best that they can really do, Jay, is let's just see if they can get to double digits, build up a little bit of self-confidence going into their next map pick of Train, because already at a scoreline at 5-14 down, you could pretty much write the map off.
AK straight in, nice flash over, and a peek up from a circle, look to try and take that first contact on Team 1. They're going to evade it though, so no potential for damage coming in for the CT side. The Molotov incendiaries could do difference here. Mobs fires off those first bullets, made into his position. Cirque takes some damage, but Mobs takes a lot more here. Now the SMG going to get flashed around this corner. This could be a perfect combination. Mobs gets that frag on Tarek though. Ethan trying to respond, take him down, but they vacate the banana control on the CT side. Only one player to defend B, so they need him alive.
I tell you what, some really great timing there for Team 1. If that flash would have come in maybe a second or two earlier for the CT side, then maybe they could have wide swung and caught off a few players that T side completely blind. And Map's finding that opening pick, and now they're working the map control. And I tell you what, they've found an opening through Long J. This is completely undefended. They can wrap a player into Speedway if they want. Pesadella's still making his way. Oh, the flashbang though, and they don't see each other. How has that managed to happen?
That must have been the perfect timing for that flash. I don't know if he caught his teammate in it, but either way, lucky for Pesadella to maintain that map control. They're starting to sneak in towards the short control. They're pressing the fire. They isolate. And it's all sprayed through for Breezy. Comes up with one frag and two. Two more to find round here towards the short control, doing that damage to Maluki, but does get overwhelmed by the numbers game. So gets that trade. So all's left is PRT. On plant to be secured. Smoke down to the cross. Gonna try and overextend for more cover or just play towards the site itself. He sees his man. No, he doesn't take damage for it. Sees one popping out the right-hand side. And there's Ethan with his second. A brilliant retake there from Evil Geniuses. Costly, but it does get them to 15.
It was really Breezy that probably won that round for them, Jay. He was able to get 2 kills in the site and dink out a third to take him down to low HP. The City player wasn't blind. I don't know how that happened, but in the end, Team 1 get a little bit of luck in that long control, but then Breezy just cleaning up the pieces, retake mode coming in, and 15 rounds on the board, Jay. And that's the thing, in this kind of a deficit, all it's going to take is a couple of rounds, and EG have got the first step to getting to the next. They're on map point.
And there's Maluki with the opening frag, at least. A Team 1 trying to hold their own here on T-side still. Maybe not really off as much as they have done. I thought they did, but this mid-control might not matter anyway. Simple 2 frags, 2 versus 4 now. Okay, PRT going to use that bomb as a bait here. The AWP could get faced in upon by the AK. Gets that corner, gets that shot. Breezy's not missing. 3 kills for him, with Barton being left alone in the apartments. No way to clutch this. Team 1 will concede the first map to Evil Geniuses, 16-5 to the favored CT side.
And Breezy's looking for his 30. 29 kills for him. He has just been such an important figure in this first map of Inferno. And for Team 1, we saw a handful of good rounds here or there, but in the end,